So, true nobility is content with all the truth, loves all the truth, is receptive to all God's truth, beginning with God's word. Right? That's nobility. Nobility loves God's truth. Then his truth as it comes out into all of life. Creation, providence, what do you have? What is your family like? What is your heritage like? That's part of God's truth too. This is what God has given, and nobility rejoices in it. Nobility rejoices in it. Look what God has given me. Look what God has given us. Right? That's nobility. But envy is selective and hates certain truths that get in the way of its plans or narrative. Envy is selective about the truth. Right? It likes certain truths and not others. That gets in the way. No, I don't like that truth. I don't like that part. I don't like that. Truth ought to include all the differences in our gifts, abilities, wealth, happiness, hardships, success, family, marriage, all of it. Job, all those things. Right? We should be grateful for what God has given in it all. Nobility studies the truth in search of true wisdom. Nobility studies all the truth, beginning with God's word and everything he's given, searching for true wisdom. That was what the Bereans did. The Bereans were noble because they were searching for the truth. They were searching the truth in the scriptures to see if these things were so. Envy, on the other hand, sorts the truth. Nobility searches the truth. Envy sorts the truth. It says, okay, that's a good one, not that one. This is a good one, and I don't like that one. And it is in search of its own demands. Envy says, this is what I deserve. This is what would be right. This is what would be fair. This is what would be just. And so it sorts any truth out that doesn't line up with, this is my view of the world. This is how my family ought to be. This is how my marriage ought to be. This is how my job ought to be. It ought to be like this. And then anything where God says, no, I've given you this instead. Envy says, no. Envy rejects it. Envy hates it. Envy is bitter about it. Nobility is patient and gracious, but envy seethes with bitterness, zealously resenting what seems to be unfair in the world, what seems unjust. And James says that this is where our fights and our quarrels come from. James says, where do our fights and quarrels come from? Why do people fight? He says, it's from our bitter envy. It's our bitter envy. You think you deserve something. You think something about your life is not right, and you have this burning, seething demand that it be this way instead. And what are you doing? You're resenting the way that God has run the world. You're resenting how God has given his blessings in the world, how he has arranged his blessings in this world. You're resenting that. And in so doing, you are full of bitter envy.